Okay, we're here for game number 2. I'm joined by Apple Monkey Man again, and this time we actually have stuff going, and you can actually hear him talking and me talking because magics of technology actually working.
Yay!
We'll go ahead and tell them we're good to go, and we will commence. So just as a reminder, Syme won the first game as +2 white, so that gives Whip a fairly large opening to be able to get back. And the Pete's reserves were 7 to Syme and 11 to Fwib, so we have to keep that in mind for tiebreakers. Okay, looks like we're going that sweet style opening. And Syme is having none of that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that opening. It seems weak to me. That's why if I place my first one, I don't like it being one away with a gap. I like it, I would, instead of D4, I prefer like D3 or D2 as white.
Yeah.
Maybe just flat C4 here. Then if Syme captures on D4, he can just cap on D3.
Yeah, I noticed no one's over here watching, so they probably didn't notice the game just started.
Yeah, so I don't like capping there because now if Syme captures on D4, that's he's blocking things pretty well, and that allows him to develop the north-south threat pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I never like risking having the cap buffered against enemy cap, especially when you're not in an advantageous position like that.
Yeah, which is why I would have played a flat there. As white, I would have played a flat on C4, and then this turn I would have maybe capped on D3. Yeah.
So tempted for E4.
Yeah, E4 or C6 maybe. Trying to develop a two-way attack threat.
Yeah, as white, I would counter that with C6 though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why I kind of like starting at C6. It helped cut off white more, and if white had played more around D4 or something, black had more space to block that and keep white's pieces scattered.
Yeah.
I'd definitely go C6 now.
Oh yeah. Then as white might see B6, just because they're starting to get horizontal threat going.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see B6 or what do you get?
Yep, there's the B6.
Yep. Then you might see B5.
Plays B5, then he could capture. That'd be advantageous to white. Yeah, I'd probably do B5 anyway.
Yeah, namely because what happens if white gets B5? Wow. That does make that one a little bit more annoying, but still, white at b5 manages to buffer against that entire 5-6 threat. I'd still be tempted for b5 over there, though.
That's a weak move. Just because of b6 captures c6.
Yeah, that may be the case, but you also don't want white to have that.
Hmm. There's enough time that what he could do if that capture happens is then place again on b6 and recapture.
Yeah.
No, but now he's let that go.
I mean, the way Syme's playing, he's probably going to do c1. I just don't see much reason for it.
Maybe d1. I think d1 might be better.
Yeah, get some type of movement against him there. The problem is d1 might see white c1. Just because black c1 afterwards would be painful.
Ah.
So he's going to reinforce that though.
Maybe f3.
It's black?
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah. Try and attack e3.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is they probably lose that capture war and then allow white to blow back over along 3. Which would end up making ladder.
Yeah, the real issue here is black does not want to move his cap.
Oh yeah. It's always interesting to see how they manage to stalemate each other's caps in the middle of the board. I mean, they're not locked per se, but still it's not exactly a great move to throw them around. Not sure what he's up to with that one. Is he trying to prevent white from going on b3 and capturing?
Not entirely sure.
I mean, the only way I can make sense of it is he's trying to meta move and stay ahead of white a few turns.
I feel that this pattern is really favoring white at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's white, I'd be tempted to get a5 and then hop the capstone on c5.
I think your white's capstone is better there at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's more along the lines
E1
of
is looking I don't know. I'm thinking connect at E1.
Yeah.
Connect at E1, and that leads to a lot of danger.
Yeah. He's got to do something to penetrate that citadel, otherwise it's going to end up wrecking him.
Definitely.
I mean, that's the other thing to consider here is that if he gets E1, he's going to have a double citadel with 2 roots on him. Because remember, that capstone's part of another citadel over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's just going to reinforce there then.
I still go E1 here.
Yeah.
Actually, this doesn't look as bad as before. With yeah. So, do we start a capture war here with C3 capturing D3, followed by then a recapture with E3, and then the cap holding on to it? Because Syme has developed enough of a threat that you could kind of go in north-south or east-west with that sort of position.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, do you cut it off with your rook, or what do you do?
I mean,
Probably can see him taking some time here.
So there's 4 options. You can capture D3 with either E3 or D2, or you can do that. You know what? I just play a black on E5.
I thought about it. That white cap's starting to come a little bit lonely over there. It looks like he went for that. It's white. I kind of like C3.
Yeah, I do too. Oh.
Well, that's on the list if he doesn't want that to happen. It's always an interesting choice between putting walls there, putting flats so you can keep building.
Yeah. I might move D3 and capture E3, but he didn't do that.
It looks like he's just going to ignore it.
I mean, you got to capture that.
Yeah. Problem is, if he flattens it, then that white cap is going right on top of that square, and then black
If
has
he-
a real nasty problem.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that had two whites under it for a second. I thought, oh, then that would win, but no, not quite.
Yeah, this position's not great for Syme.
It's not too bad.
We'll see. I don't see this next sequence of 5 moves going very well, starting with that cap over.
E4 minus?
E4.
Yeah, but then he can just go for a horizontal attack move.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about, is that cap getting that space right after he flatted it.
Maybe you should have left that wall there.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been a better idea. I mean, he can attack b6 at least.
Yeah, I think rather than have placed on e6 on turn 15, I would have captured. I would have done 2d3 to the right.
Yeah. This is definitely not a nice spot to be in. So what do you think? Take out b6 or take out d5? Have d6 minus.
You don't want to
a6
move the
right.
cap. Can't move the cap.
Yeah, moving the cap is instant death no matter which way you go. There's also d1 to the right.
I mean, there's several ways to cut it off and eventually throw down a wall.
Yeah, problem is none of them are particularly good.
I think I would start with e4 captures e3, and then I'd throw a wall down at like c4 as black next turn.
Yeah.
As white,
you don't want to get e4.
Yeah, no, you gotta place a flat there. Develop your threats.
Yeah, that and prevent black from running right over it if you move your capstone.
Yep.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So even on flats right now. flat f4 and risk it, or because ideally you can take at b5, but that
Oh no, I
has to
think
cap too
you
close.
need to play a wall on c4, and then even if he crushes, then black can move up and sort of continue blocking.
Yeah.
So, and then you break the hard cap.
Yeah. Problem is I don't see fwwwwib taking out that wall because there's no need to, because the wall moves north to block it. He just places right under it. Unless you end up with c6 minus after the wall to block something, then you could have a couple of blacks on there and potentially do some damage.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to ignore the wall. You have to place the wall, and then you have to ignore it for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'd play f4 as fwwwwib.
Yeah.
And then to counter this, you don't move the wall. Like, can't move the wall.
Yeah.
Well, you could, but you would have to move c6, capture c5.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, so c6 minus, then we'll see what happens past there.
Yeah, I mean, as a desperation move, like e5 could capture e4, which is recaptured by the cap, which is not so terrible because then black cap can move.
Yeah.
Gets a little confusing from there.
Well, here's one of the fun moves. a5 or a4.
Yep.
Yep, just as soon as I said that, he does this stupid thing.
Yeah, see, for this, I think you do counter with b3. B3 captures b4.
Yeah. And then I'll give him a little bit more leverage to work with.
Ah, he did that instead.
Yeah. One of the things to also look at is take a look at the time. Syme's burned quite a bit.
Yeah, you got 8 minutes until you're even. So one option is just play a flat on e5, but then you have to worry about the c5 throwing a cap. I'd probably go that way anyway, as long as you remember about it. So if white places e5, and then black places c3, yeah, that's not too useful. Well, then white could then capture e5 to e4. But we'll find out what he decides.
Yeah.
There's too many branching paths. That's the thing I like about Tak is, as you get towards endgame, things get more complicated generally than simpler.
Yeah, which is really ironic because all the new people that I see on always complain about I don't know how to open to make sure I'm not screwed for later game.
I mean, there's a truth to that. Like you can certainly find yourself overwhelmed, but there are many more ways out then. Like if you're playing a game like chess, which simplifies as the game goes on.
Yeah. Well, I'd almost compare it to chess in ways that if you end up having that branching factor, I mean, there are certain good accepted openings that, if I play this, I'll be able to play off of it like this, so still end up with patterns after a while.
Of course. The other really interesting thing about Tak is just the ability to always be sort of one off from like winning a turn. And I guess we also don't have like the chess rule of killing yourself. I wonder if that would ever make it into tournament of like when you fuck up and make that move of like you can't make that move because I win next turn.
Well, there have been people that have argued for that, but at the same time, I'd almost consider it the Poncho Pal rule in that if I'm going to die, I'm going to die with honor.
Yeah. Well, and at the same time, like that just ruins the trap.
YouTube comments. Abyss just showed up. It's like opening is hard too, as is the middle game and the end game. Focus aiming with a double threat 2d4 to.
Let's see what flip just. I'm behind 2 turns.
Nifty. Okay. So you might see e5.
Yeah.
I'd still be tempted for e5 though. Just because you can blast that wall for attack, and then if he happens to capture up with f3, then oh man, there are more issues to be had.
This looks bad.
Yeah, the problem is none of these are particularly good solutions. Because if he happens to do the f4 plus, that's going to be attenuated a few turns because that's way too many white captives to do things about.
I mean, maybe you have to do e6 captures e5 and throw down another wall somewhere. Do that. I might just place on. Well, now he's got that wall helping him.
Yeah, I mean, the cap is locked right now in a couple of ways. You have the possibility of c6, which is also going to reinforce that threat. The problem is, how do you keep that wall out? That's not an easy task.
Mm-hmm. There's no point to flying and crushing it now.
Yeah. I mean, that'd just give up the pin and a bunch of other strategic advantage.
What about... What about 2d4 plus?
I thought about it, but e5 is still weak.
Oh, yeah. No, it isn't. because you can just top over and then you have Tinue.
Oh, shoot. Well done. Yeah, I'd do that then.
Yeah, so play a bit like that. Because he has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he saw it. Or he's listening.
Well, it is a valid strategy.
We won't accuse him of cheating. Merely mind reading.
Yeah.
All right. So here, I think you have to go. Okay, so if A6 captures A5, you just place another white piece.
Yeah.
Is that Tinue? I think that's game.
It's not quite game. It's really dang close.
So just or road to Tinue. When I say Tinue, I mean
okay,
fine. It doesn't matter how many turns down. Like if you play perfectly, you win. Rather than within one turn.
Yeah.
Because I prefer to say it that way, because oftentimes you can, delay it by 4 or 5 turns with useless moves.
Yeah. This is saying that break on F5 and then break on E5.
You're forgetting F4 plus.
F4 plus. Yeah, we were looking at that.
No. If he does F4 plus, then F6 minus recaptures, and it doesn't do anything. It's still Tinue. In the sense that, is there a way out that doesn't guarantee a win for fwwwwwibib? I don't think there is.
And then it's no longer Tinue.
If F4 captures F5?
Yeah. Abyss is saying that it at least breaks the north-south threat, which,
yes. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
That's risky.
That doesn't do anything. You just recapture with the double stack. Oh, but now he can throw down a wall.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
Crafty definitely is.
Okay. Yes, there are 2 exits out of that potential Tinue. Yes, I was forgetting about the north-south threat. One, two. If he breaks.
Looks like Python is listening too. Yeah, they're all commenting over on YouTube. So I'll try and persist what they're saying over here. Yeah, this is in favor of basically trying to break the north-south. So at least the threat's unidirectional. The problem is this is a nasty, nasty spot to be in, and I don't envy, so I'm trying to block it. At the same time, though, fwwwwwib has to play this right, otherwise the entire threat goes away. So I have a feeling he's going to be sitting here thinking about this move for a while.
All right. What about just placing a flat on
C5?
C5.
Yeah, it's potential. The thing I'm worried about is that wall ends up coming into play again.
Sure, the wall comes down, but let's see. There's currently 2. If he recaptures that way, that would be 3, possibly 4. I think placing C5 there. So you place C5, and then how it counters is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think C5 is my answer.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. Yes, C5, because if Syme starts a capture war on B5, then he's going to leave too many white prisoners that there could be enough to complete the north-south the B file road.
Yeah, the problem is you end up with the wall over there. Ooh, looks like you went for that one. So now we end up with A6 minus. The problem is he can't wall there. Then would not be surprised to see A6. But that also gets a 2A5 plus.
I think you got to capture that.
Yeah,
B5 captures A5. But then that allows cats, and you've kind of lost your momentum.
Yeah.
See, this is why I think placing a flat on C5 would have been a much stronger move.
Yeah, I can see that one. Yeah, the fun part, though, is that he can complete that road in 2 directions. Well, no, actually a C5 wall would actually block him.
Yep.
And there it is. Looks like Syme has managed to emerge from the jaws of death for a few turns.
All right. Just play a flat on B5.
B5?
Yeah, just play a flat on B5.
Then the ball goes north, and then it has the potential to capture that entire A5 stack.
Yeah, and then you just toss the stack.
Yeah.
It doesn't help a ton, but it does set up for later.
Yeah.
And remember, Fwib just needs to win by
3 or 4 flats.
3 flats to be a guaranteed, and 2 he still has time.
Yeah. Well, not if he keeps taking this long to make moves, though. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's still tied on flats. Which is weird. I thought white would have more. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but if he throws the flats, it'll be like +3.
Yeah. We're starting to get close to the tie break. But I think the tie break won't matter too much unless it ends up actually being a flat win.
Well, it would have to be a flat win of +2.
Yeah.
So far less likely, but
true. That is kind of a small footprint to hit. It's a lot nicer in tie breaks whenever you don't have that looming 6 points over your head. And the question is, what do you do to Syme after these next few moves to try and get back a threat going? Well,
Okay, let's see if I missed anything.
no, Wib's taking his time.
Yeah, this is a conundrum. Yeah, he didn't. Sim did a good job in finding out.
The one move to keep his neck off the chopping block.
Yeah, see, the direction I see this going is I'd play a flat on b5, like I said earlier, and maybe end up tossing the stack on a5 down.
Yeah.
At the very least, that will help block off the east-west wall that Sim is trying to develop. After that, I'd probably capture.
Yeah, this is
Capture.
making fun of you, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
No, he's making fun of you calling him Cinnamon instead of Syme.
Syme. Well, apart from my inability to commentate with the proper enunciation and mentioning the right players, next I'm. Yeah, you could go after that f4-1, but I don't know. I was leaning to maybe just capture with f5 on f4 would have been pretty dangerous. But that was after a bunch of setup.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's only 2 flats underneath that. I mean, clearly he wants to capture that one and then the...
Yeah, Abyss is over here saying the wall seems like overkill and this line of play is not particularly helpful for white. He's saying that it's bringing all the black captives down to where black wants them. He's saying probably target f4, except maybe not like that.
I mean, the other possibility is e4, and well, without having played that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that wall's going to get cluttered. Like, I really think if to properly use that wall, now you need to capture e3.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to end up into bullet attack. This might be joining us in actual chat. He's saying the delay is kind of bugging him a bit. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Oh, he's muted right now, so we'll see if he wants to join in.
I still play a flat on b5. There's time. Or maybe he wants to wait until Sim is really low on time until he forgets about that possibility.
Well, it'll be nice having the best commentating with us on some of this stuff, because if it does end up bullet attack, well, that's his specialty.
Yeah.
I always get a laugh every time Abyss is playing the ends up in very low time. I was like, oh my gosh, Abyss is dead. There's no way he's going to get out. And somehow he always pulls this random Houdini garbage at the very end of the game. And you're like, what the heck just happened? Thanks the bullet attack on it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
fun
that was
thing
a
with
waste.
Tak is there's a lot of freaking things you can do with 10 seconds left.
Mm-hmm. And you know, if you have a couple of if you know your moves pretty quickly, you can gain back some time and then rest with the
Yeah.
current time setup.
Or just make very strange moves and force your opponent to give you time to think as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of an odd setup. As far as you two that are listening in, feel free to comment over on PlayTak or on here, and I'll read it back. They're probably in a position where they can't really get on the microphone, so... Yeah, Syme right now, I'd be focused on what can you do to try and get most flats back.
Yeah, you hear that, Apples? Syme, not Simon. That's me.
He joined the chat just to tell you.
see, that's what you get for having similar nicknames. That is why that? Why A6? I don't get A6.
Reinforcement. Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know
I
either.
see what he's trying to do. He may. No, that wouldn't work well either. No, I still think Sim should play B5. Syme, whatever.
It's all the same.
Sign difference.
Let me see what I missed while I was trying to get my mic to cooperate.
Basically, Fwib and Syme taking a lot of time to think.
Oh, I like that.
Unlike me, which I just go for it, like I'm facing Argvar and inevitably lose to a silly road.
Yeah, if you want fun, go back to that bronze match and watch right around 250. And then you get to see me about to spit coffee over my screen, wondering what the heck he just did. Interesting. And still at B5.
I don't. Well,
I like B5 more before.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because those two walls are in too close proximity. This time, though, I'd really be tempted to get something on top of A5.
yeah, that's the problem, though. Huh. The two current walls are kind of out of range.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I see what's...
A6 to the right.
But what, Syme? Simon? Dang it!
No, you're doing it. I really like A6 to the right.
Why, though?
To the right.
That's not going anywhere.
SC6 afterwards, so...
Well, I would just leave it hanging for a while, because Syme's got to worry about you taking on B6 all of the time.
Yeah.
Although an interesting strategy might be to try and fill up C6 and D6 and then like move your extra A6 pieces to, move your extra A5 pieces to A6 and threaten along that way. Because the B4 wall can't help, and neither can the C6 wall. as long as there's one on A5.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do here to win is to waste some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2.
Hey, this.
So
Fwib could also waste some Syme. Nothing? No? Oh, come on. That was at least decent.
You're trying too hard, man. Just let them come.
yeah, when you force these things, it
Were we talking about tack or puns? Because I'm losing track.
both. Tech and puns are basically, they shared the same philosophy, I think.
All right, so okay. All right, now you gotta toss the A5 stack.
I wonder about that. Wonder if you can take A6 takes B5, and then when he takes A5 wall. Nah, it doesn't quite work though, because you can't.
I'd rather spread it out and get the flat count advantage. Because remember, all Fwib has to do is win
though,
by
so he's
3 or
putting
more.
himself back behind in flat count.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't really like feeding black flats to the A3, A2 area. But
He won't really, because if you throw let's see, there's 5 pieces. So on A4, all you is there's going to be a white, and then a black white, and then a black white on A3 and A2, which leaves the walls out of position to really capitalize on that.
Well, B4 will be able to take A4 and then threaten the other two. But I mean, considering that white now has a wall on E3, it's not as big of a deal. And black's own wall on E4 is in the way.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
So I guess in this position, running away is probably fine.
9, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Fwib's batted the +2 marker, and that throw will give him some more, but...
Yeah, Syme is just kind of flailing here. He doesn't really have a plan of attack.
Well, it's better than what he was staring down a few turns ago.
Oh yeah, well it was good. It was good of him to get out of that danger, but
yeah. See, I thought he was going to do something clever by maybe placing a flat on B5, and then he could have had a north-south threat, and could have also been developing something the other way.
There's your throw.
Man, there's so many walls right there.
yeah, that's the thing. Even if white if white were to immediately lose A4, A3, and A2, and they all become black flats, then black has what 2, 4, 6, 12, and 2, 4, 6, 8. So it doesn't even matter really. White can just keep flatting.
It's going to be a close game.
White can also try to set up a Tinuay with D6.
What? Why? Come on. I mean, I'm all for walls. You guys know me, but the walls have to make sense, and this wall does not.
I mean, it makes some sense because he's going to spend the next turn, capturing and then throwing it down. But I mean, the problem is, Sim's going to have a hard time developing F1 too.
What was that, Sim?
I said apparently Syme is all 5 walls, while Apples is all 4 walls.
Yeah, that wall's just bad because you could have captured those using b4. So I don't really get the point of that. It just puts yourself further behind. Unless, well, I mean, takes a2 and then you can immediately throw to take a4. Is that actually better?
I still like d6 for fwib right here.
I mean, you might as well just to cause some concern.
All right.
That move doesn't really cause concern.
Well, it caused you concern.
Yeah, it caused me concern, I guess.
I have a feeling we might, if he captures f4, there might be another wall in f3.
Yeah, you don't capture. Well, yeah, that's sort of the problem. Black can also try running and takes f5. Just because white can't actually do anything with any of those flats.
Well, white can now take f4 and then threaten tech there,
Yeah,
and then the e6 or the capstone have to get involved.
If he moves the capstone, he loses.
Yeah.
So he would have to place another wall.
I wonder if you actually leave the black flat on f3 behind. Just so he can't wall it.
It would. You could still wall. You need 2 spaces to get the.
Yeah, I understand that, but when you take,
Might not have been a bad idea. I agree.
the E wall is pinned, so. But this move is fine because black lost another.
What's our flat count? Okay, 1,
another
2,
flat in the engagement.
7 on black, 3, 4, 7, 11. All right, so white's up +4. And
now we can throw up a flat on d6 again.
flat on d6.
I mean,
Yeah, sure. I don't think it'll go very far. Yeah, I think at this point you just start laying flats. I mean, there's so few black prisoners that there's not much.
Well, assuming he doesn't do anything with the e6 flat to mess with the d6 or mess with the e5, then he's got a potential for a Tinue with moving his stack from d5 to d6.
Well, Syme certainly has a few moves planned in advance, though. Why not do both?
Well, he's plus. fwib is only +3 now.
Oh, you mean why not throw up to a4?
Yeah.
Because this is more threatening for Tinue.
Fair.
Or for the road, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we're nowhere near a Tinue, but there are road threats. Okay. Just waste 2 turns doing that?
Yeah.
Well, no, he hopped at one at a time.
He has 1 on a2 instead of 2.
Yeah.
I don't think owning b2 even helps white. I think white wants a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
This is not entirely pleasant to defend.
I mean, white can always capture E1 captures F1.
Yeah, but
and I mean it's going to be kind of hard even if he has the rest there.
the main problem here is that black's cap can't move.
Yeah.
E3. I mean, white also only has 4 flats left, so this game is mostly over.
Yeah.
Unless Syme does something, and
I think he needs to D1 captures E1.
I think white
The
takes
issue,
F1
though, is
in
that
case.
Syme actually has a flat positive move potential with his capstone. Granted, it would give white the win, but there's a potential he can work something out with one of those many walls that he has there to fix that.
It's not flat positive enough, though, for the energy it would take to generate it. Also, it's annoying that the E4 wall cannot move up.
You know, if I'm liking the D1 capture captures E1 because that also cuts it off so that it gives black's cap a little flexibility because it cuts off the 1 row connection.
Yeah, it's probably black's best bet here, because obviously white can't flat it, but I mean wall it, or flat it really. But yeah, I think in that case F2 down is the play. And white seems to be fine, but
Huh.
Let's see what
I think he kind of wants to do D3 down 2-2. So 4D3 minus 2-2.
white takes C3 then.
White takes C3, B3 down, then a bunch of thing captures around there. So
just to sever everything, or for that matter, E1 right.
Honestly, though, the big thing to consider here is that fwwwwib has a minute 19 left, and if black starts make a bunch of moves real fast.
No, a minute 19 is tons of time.
Especially when it's plus 30
that doesn't
seconds.
Put an attack, though. Why do that?
So the question is how many moves?
Why not a E1 right? E1 right would. Oh wow, that's interesting.
Don't want that.
You know, if he throws down, so if white goes down, yeah, that. No, he left one. Yeah, he had to do that. If he had one more, he could have next turn threatened to crush the wall on E3. Miscounted there.
Sorry.
No
I couldn't mute in time.
No problem.
Yeah, I almost suggested the similar but more bizarre looking throwing the F4 wall all the way to C3. I mean C4. And then threatening to go down just to put a stop to everything.
Why, though? What is he?
Okay.
Yeah, this just lets white make the move it wants to make. and say tack. And
does white have attack available here?
yeah. It's the
C4.
So you get the D3 moving over 2D3 to left 1/1.
I mean, he basically
not
just
this
delivered
turn.
his flats.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't. Yeah. I mean, that's not attack threat yet, but not a good
No.
position for Syme.
No, White's move was more restrained, which is probably wise considering his overwhelming position. Because the white cap on C3 is better at defending, slightly, I guess.
Oh, I see the possible attack threat. Why wouldn't I have done that? Yeah, I think going for the flat win, you just need +3.
Yeah, and black doesn't have nearly as many positive moves that they can make.
Let's see, it's currently. But the thing is, he's not +3 at the moment.
Yeah, well, the fun consideration here for flats is, well, that for one. The other one is that he can hit the 2 walls right there.
Yeah, well, not really.
10 on white, 9 on black.
Sound like you're placing bets on a roulette wheel. 9 on 10 on black. Yeah, but white is lower on flats, which means he always has the one extra when he flats out.
Yeah, but he needs to be +3. That would put him at +2. At this point, he has too few flats to win the tiebreak. If he only wins by +2.
Yeah, but he's going to take B2, and then he's going to run all the way and take E2. And
To be or not to be?
or he can just flat because black didn't do anything particularly useful.
True.
And menace that later. White can move his F4 wall and take D4. 1, 2, and that gives him a +1 move, which is neutral and it defends D4. Yeah, that.
Boy, we have a complete wall off of the north to the south.
Yeah, there's the move that finally wins white the game. Or the tournament, or whatever. More or less.
Yeah, but most black has some just insane move up their belt somewhere.
There's nothing insane in this position. It's super dry.
Yeah. The only real hope afterwards is whenever they throw, you can use one of the walls to try and hop over it.
I guess white probably plays d3. Oh, it's no, it doesn't matter. Because this is fine.
You know, at this point, maybe take cap goes positive 4-1.
I would play my penultimate flat first.
Yeah. First I'd do that, agreed, and then I'd go smashing.
Then you just take a2, and then you win. You leave one behind or whatever.
1, 2.
So I guess black has to play a2
6.
down. No, that's losing. Everything loses. Oh.
6.
Because he'll lose by 3 once. Once white takes.
To be honest, we're seeing here the flaw in the scoring system because 8 walls have been played by Syme, so he can not lose by flats, by more than 3 flats. He's trying to make Fwib win by 2 or fewer flats.
Well,
so
it's
he
fine.
Can win this. And
I wouldn't say it's
just
flaw.
annoying to me that this is a strategy that he pulled out, that he is intentionally walling a ton so he can win by the certain flat amount. It frustrates me personally, but whatever.
The only other thing is then, like, how are we gonna deal with you know, what's our tiebreaker then, or do we just have to play 5 games?
Yeah, let's not get into this right now.
So white can take on a3, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah, we can have a post-game discussion about tie breaks and whatever
2, 3, 4,
else,
5,
but
6,
for now we'll
9,
leave it alone.
10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 will be enough, but he can also take on a3 if he wants and win by 1 more.
Well, that's the thing, though, is if he manages to get all the way up to a6, he might have a Tenue.
Yeah, who cares about Tenue, though?
He would actually have a Tenue in 4 moves.
Oh, FW did what I said, too. There we go, now you win. And you say, haha, I beat you by 4. You suck. And then there you go.
Well, that's that. Looks like Fwib made away with it.
Fwib!
GG.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and deafen and cut the stream, but that should about do it.
They don't...
Okay, so it looks like Fwib won there by a hair, and that should make the game. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, but congratulations to Fwib, and that is the tournament.